Alright, what's up guys? So yeah, Bones Bills review, STFs specifically. I mean, let's just get into it, innit? Basically, I had 3 sets, this is the 3rd one, like the last one. You can see how tiny they are. It is 41 millimeters wide. Originally, I bought them 52 millimeters and they're 41 now. I skated them for about half a year. I wouldn't go as far as saying that they're the best wheels, because you can't really say what's the best wheel, it's just down to preference. For my preference, I love these wheels, like they're so good. Originally, when I first ever got my first set, firstly, when you put them on and you ride them down the street, they feel kind of soft. They feel kind of like cruiser wheels. Like you can go over cracks and like little rocks without much issue, if they're like brand new in it, if they're like 52 millimeters or like 54 or something. If they're a proper size, if they're not like 41, you can ride over things easily. They're not stiff hard. They can they kind of bend a little bit. Like not bend, but like they're kind of cushiony, if that makes sense. I was like, if these don't slide, I thought they wouldn't slide, because if they're so cushiony and soft, it wouldn't make sense for them to slide. But then I got to the skate park and I went for a power slide like straight away. They slide like heaven, like literally they slide so well. You have like loads of control over the slide. Like basically you have to be good at power slides to actually be able to power slide these wheels properly, because you need to know where to shift your weight and where to lean to get a proper power slide out of these wheels. Otherwise, if you can't really power slide and then you get these wheels and you try to power slide, you're gonna be like, oh, what the hell, these wheels are shit, they don't even power slide. That's probably because you don't have to power slide. If you're just into power slides a lot, yeah, and if you do them a lot like down hills and stuff, and like if you like reverts, these are such sick wheels, like they're perfect. These are the Street Tech formula, STF, that's what it stands for. And what that is street wheels, isn't it? For like street skating mostly, like ledges, stairs, like handrails, stuff like that. The nice thing about these wheels is like it's ridiculously hard to flat spot them. It's almost impossible to flat spot them. For me, I think at one point I did flat spot them, but like a tiny little bit. Yeah, it was like so tiny that it basically just, I did a few more power slides and it was gone. You see people with like, you can probably see the flat spot on the wheel. Those flat spots will never happen to these. Like it's crazy hard to do that. I would say it's impossible. Like you would have to use a machine to fucking drag the wheel along the ground. It's very hard to do it from just actual skating. Though these are not chip resistant. These chip, and I chipped it once. I chipped one of these once. It's gone now. But basically there was like a line, like a little, like a groove basically into it, and the material was missing, and you can see it like a little thing dips down into the wheel. And I thought it was a flat spot, but it wasn't, because it was a chip. I passed it on some I probably passed it on a nail or something, and it just grabbed the material off, and it was like a strip of like missing material. But then I just kept skating them and I shrunk them down a little bit more, and then it was gone. They're perfectly smooth now. You can literally, if you know how to power slide well, you can make these wheels do whatever you want. Oh yeah, about the color. You can see I've had these for like 6 months, or like 6 months plus, and they're still really white. Like compared to how fresh they were originally, they were like paper white. And still, like, they're pretty close to that color after like 6 months of skating. You bear in mind though, I do live in London, which is, the floor is not shiny smooth, you know what I mean? The floor is just not clean as usual, so expect for like a little dirt to get like soaked into the wheel, I guess. But they do manage to keep their color very well. So like if you really want wheels that would stay white for like as long as possible, STFs are your best bet. Now there is Bones 100s, which are like an economy version of these, a worse version, which they do flat spot and they do go yellow, but they are still Bones, so they do slide really well, but they do flat spot and they do go yellow. I haven't had them personally, but I had someone who had them for the first day and they flat spotted them on the first day. And I have another friend who's had them for a while now, for like, I think he's had them since Christmas, so like about 6 months still, and they've gone pretty yellow. Like not yellow like Spitfires go, but yellow like not fresh white like these, you know what I mean? Yeah, Bones 100s are kind of good, But if you want like an actual good wheel that slides really perfectly, never flat spots, and stays white for a very long time, then STFs are your best bet. Compared to Spitfire like Formula Ones or like classics or something, these are definitely like 1,000 times better. So yeah, I do recommend these wheels. They're really good wheels, like as I've said like so many times. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, what you think of these wheels, if you've had them, if you've ever flat spotted them. Yeah, that's it. Save.
I don't need a dime, bitch, I'm still a high roller.